Hi YouTube, it's Fly Fishing Piper, and while you haven't seen them, this is take 4 or 5 I think of this video response to LA Pipe Smoker. Now he has a 100 sub giveaway going on, but what attracted me was the topic of the giveaway. He's looking for a video reply or video response that requires a reading of poetry or song lyrics, what they mean to us, and then a shout out to a subscriber. So the poem that I picked is one that I first came across when I was in high school. Oddly enough, it's one of the few things I remember from high school. And it came up again after I finished my tour with the Navy and went back to college to finish my degree. I attended Cal State Northridge, and one of the classes that I attended, we reviewed some of the works of Yeats, and this was one of his poems. It's called the Song of the Wandering Aengus. I went out to the hazelwood because a fire was in my head, and cut and peeled a hazel wand, and hooked a berry to a thread. And when white moths were on the wing, and moth-like stars were flickering out, I dropped the berry in a stream, and caught a little silver trout. When I had laid it on the floor, I went to blow the fire aflame, but something rustled on the floor, and someone called me by my name. It had become a glimmering girl with apple blossom in her hair, who called me by my name and ran and faded through the brightening air. Though I am old with wandering through hollow lands and hilly lands, I will find her, I will find out where she has gone, and kiss her lips and take her hands, and walk along dappled grass, and pluck till time and time are done the silver apples of the moon, the golden apples of the sun. It's interesting how that poem has changed in meaning over the years. I recall when I was in high school, it attracted me because it was something of a love poem. And at that time in my life, poetry was only for little skinny guys that had big horn rim glasses and couldn't get a date. But this poem really did appeal to me, and I found it touched me. But as I've aged, and I know you haven't noticed that I've aged, but as I've aged, it's taken on different meaning. And the last few lines have changed for me in meaning. The wandering through hollowed lands and hilly lands, and plucking apples of the silver moon and golden apples of the sun. In reflection, looking back on my life and things that have happened, and women and girls that I've known, my lovely wife of 50 years, it has a different meaning. So I think the meaning for that poem, I think it's meant to change over the years as you read it and as you grow. And it's always been one of my favorites. I wish I could commit it to memory. I've tried. I get most of it, but not the whole thing. It's only 21 lines, but it's really pretty interesting. I remember in high school, there was talk about this was his attempt to bring back some of the Irish gods, and Angus is the god of love for the Celts, and so I think that has something to do with it, obviously. But I find it pretty appealing. The fellow that I want to recommend, the channel that I want to recommend and do a shout out for, is a guy with the channel name of Hoctor the Pipe Doctor. I'll put a link in the comments below. He's a young fellow that has several videos on tobacco reviews, pipe reviews. I recall that he has one on a tobacco, I think it's called Figgy Pudding from the Country Squire. He has a really nice review on that. Nice enough that I have called and ordered some to try. I also watched a review he did, or not a review really, but a discussion on pipe materials and how they've changed over the years. He's a very thoughtful guy. His material is presented very nicely, very logically. It's fun to watch, so I would encourage you to take a look at Hoctor the Pipe Doctor. And if you get a chance, look up A Song of the Wandering Aengus and maybe give it a read. You'll certainly probably read it much better than I read it aloud. And I think you'll enjoy it and think about it for a bit. So LA Pipe Smoker, thanks for that video and for rekindling some flames. I appreciate it. I wish everyone good smokes and tight lines.